Pressure is mounting on the government to urgently fix the free school lunches program after children received meals full of melted plastic. Christopher Luxon is expressing confidence that his Associate Education Minister David Seymour can fix it. And if parents don't like it, the Prime Minister's solution? Pack a Marmite sandwich. Here's senior political correspondent Jenna Lynch.
This is an inedible lunch, intended for children at Murchison Area School, but contaminated with melted plastic from the top.
In a number of cases, that had melted into the top of the meal, into the, I think it was potato, it was all, that was horrible and very unsafe.
And tainted with burnt plastic from the bottom.
When some of the students got to the end of their meals, the black plastic had either melted completely with holes in it and had seeped into the food, or was burnt enough that it had seeped into the food as well.
Andy Ashworth raised the alarm. He hadn't heard back about the result of any investigation by the time we spoke to him today.
Pretty inadequate, to be honest.
But the company had the chance to brief the minister.
They overheated the oven, they set the wrong temperature, that led to the burning. There then was insufficient quality control to stop it being sent out. All of that has been investigated and clear instructions have been put in place to prevent it from happening again.
The plastic-riddled lunches are just the latest trouble in the problem-riddled school lunch program.
How many people had to have eyes on it for it to make it all the way to the school children with burnt plastic?
Well, you've got to bear in mind, there's 143,000 of these meals going out every day.
David Seymour promised he could do school lunches cheaper, but the result has been subpar.
It's as simple as we've had a series of challenges. People said we couldn't deliver on time. We're now delivering on time 100% of the time. There's some complaints about some of the quality of the food. We're working to overcome that.
And the Prime Minister knows it.
Well, he's well aware of the issues and the challenges that we're seeing in some cases, but I've got every confidence he'll fix it.
Confidence the Education Minister would not express when asked.
Well, that's why I'm meeting with him today, to find out what the plan is moving forward to make sure that the right child is receiving the right meal at the right time.
Erica Stanford and David Seymour were supposed to meet today.
I've asked David Seymour for a meeting this morning to go through some of the issues on the school lunch program to make sure that they are being cleared up.
But Seymour never showed. His meeting with ACT MPs ran overtime.
We have regular scheduled meetings. I think this one was scheduled 2 weeks ago and we'll now reschedule it, so we'll get there.
I was in my office just after 11:30. You were there and he didn't show us. As I say, ministers' diaries change all of the time.
I've briefed the Prime Minister.
So you don't need to talk to the Education Minister?
Well, I will get to her.
That felt like a slap in the face to Murchison Area School.
Not listened to, and it really does make myself personally and our school community question the commitment from Mr Seymour to this scheme.
David Seymour's just doing his own thing. Christopher Luxon won't do anything about it. Erica Stanford's appearing to look tough and is basically being ignored by David Seymour. And actually the people who are suffering are the kids who are being served substandard meals, if in fact they get served a meal at all.
David Seymour has promised to get things turned around by the end of next month. 5 more weeks of children not knowing what's going to show up to eat.
Will you hand over the Food in Schools program to someone else if you can't fix it by term 2?
Look, if someone else was willing to take it, but frankly, this is a big challenge and I'm enjoying it.
And if parents don't like it, the PM's advice:
Of course, if you don't like the food, ultimately, you can make a Marmite sandwich and put an apple in a lunch bag.
have a sandwich.
Jenna is with us now. Kia ora, Jenna. That was a bit messy between the ministers today.
Yeah, that's right. It hardly gives an air of confidence that the problems with the program are going to be solved relatively quickly if the ministers can't even get on the same page in public about having a meeting. David Seymour talked a really big game about his reforms to this program, that he could do more with less, save $170 million in the process, but the proof has been in the plastic-riddled pie. What are supposed to be healthy school lunches have in some cases turned out to be health hazards. Now, some of the other problems with the program could be described as a matter of taste, that children don't like getting the same things over and over again, but the Prime Minister lumping those problems in with the more serious ones and saying he can solve it with a Marmite sandwich will be seen as downright insulting to some of the communities that rely on this program. David Seymour's defence that it's a small fraction of the 143,000 lunches that are having problems, but if you're a child living in poverty, that small fraction is your only lunch, and in some cases, your only meal of the day.